Calling out people that claim race car but actually did things to make their car slower, part 4. I got tagged all over this guy's posts and videos. This is Aldo and he has an IS300. He opened himself up for this video because he calls the car Time Attack or Track Car in all of his posts. So here's the thing, it's not a bad build at all. He did a lot of very good things. But there's one major flaw and a couple little things that a lot of people do and I'm not sure if he even knows. He's got a Voltex wing, weight reduction, good bucket seats, harnesses and cage, coilovers with bags, which is interesting unless he just has to drive it on the street and I don't know, he wants to be lower when he's at the track. Even like fully built 2JZ, I don't know how much power he's making. Good wheels and tires. A chassis mounted splitter, which is very good because he has a big wing in the back and he claims he can stand on it. And then all these other things here. These are all good things. But the one major flaw that he's going to be suffering from is that he has never tracked his car, not once. And he already maxed it out like he's playing Forza, selecting every option available. He did literally everything. Now you might be wondering why that's a bad thing. It's because he now has so many variables in the equation of adjusting this car, he's never going to know how to get the balance right. But again, he called this a time attack car, which means you want the car to be as fast and well set up as possible within the bounds of whatever class he's going to be put in due to the mods that he has on the car. Even if he's not competing in any official classes, you still want to be as fast as possible within the mod level of your car. I mean, it's going to look pretty bad when you're driving a maxed out IS300, and then another IS300 with just coilovers and tires ends up going faster. But back to what I said about there being too many variables on this car to balance it well, what you want to do is balance a car from one mod stage to the next. Now if his car feels too oversteery or understeery, he's not going to know what's causing it because he has so many things going on with this car. And he has balancing agents that are working as a function of speed, and then things that aren't working as a function of speed. Now let's just say that he copied this build from somebody else. He got the exact spring rates, he even took out the same weight in the same places as somebody else and set up his aero the exact same way so his car is identical to somebody else. He's not that same driver as somebody else. He's not going to want the car to be balanced in the same exact way that somebody else is. That's why you need to take your time setting up the car for yourself each step of the way. He even added the canards, which is a very advanced thing to do, because if you don't set those up the right way, they're going to do more harm than good. Canards can create a lot of drag, and you usually do not add those to a car unless you absolutely need more front downforce and can't get it from the splitter. So my message to Aldo is that if you really want this to be a fast time attack car, I'd highly recommend at the very least just removing the aero, including the canards, the splitter. You can keep the front lip or whatever and remove the rear wing. Then go out to the track and see how the car feels. If it doesn't feel like it's perfectly balanced, that means that you're not ready for aero yet. Aero should be the absolute last thing you do to a time attack car. But get out there on the track and get some seat time in without the aero. Maybe you'll find out that the car is too oversteery or understeery. Maybe you want to add some sway bars to correct that. These are things that you wouldn't know if you already had aero on there because you wouldn't know if it's the aero causing it or if it's the suspension. Or if you're very much against taking off the aero, then I'd highly recommend getting this car to a wind tunnel so you can actually see if the aero is balanced. Because that's the only way that you're going to know when you do things in this order. But that's it. I wish Aldo luck with the build and the racing. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video on how I recommend building a track car.